Morena, good morning from Aotearoa, way down here at the end of the earth and the beginning of the new one. So it seems as we come through and out the other side of this incredible planetary pressure cooker, this Eclipse Equinox Eclipse Passage has been one of the most powerful. And for many, it's been feeling a little like birthing a dragon. and and very deep and very visceral, and it feels like we'll be picking up the pieces of the puzzle on the other side for some time to come. And as I was feeling into that this morning, I was feeling those pieces of the puzzle are really our innocence and our inner sense and our authenticity, our love, truth, and the courage to stand up and speak it. It's really required in the world today as the chaos gets amplified in our external realities. So let us begin by aligning together, harmonizing our field and connecting through the unified field through the planetary body. Aligning physical, mental, and emotional bodies with all-pervading soul or higher self and monadic galactic selves. Activating the Earth Star 1 foot, half a meter beneath the feet and connecting through the divergent meridians of the planetary body. The rivers of light, of water, the rivers of fire, and the rivers of gold, the crystal and the mineral kingdoms. And inviting those primordial elemental energies of creation up through our pillars physically and energetically so that they may cleanse, clear, and purify. Regenerate, rejuvenate, and recalibrate. All the way up to our soul star, 1 foot, half a meter above the head, and inviting down those celestial elements to mix and mingle with the terrestrial makeup of our physical bodies. As we surrender through the core of Source and the heart of Gaia, where the new true Earth architecture emerges. And softening and surrendering into that to feel the support of our physical bodies, of the planetary bodies. Knowing that this support, this connection, is also our guiding light in times of darkness. That we may feel the planetary bodies through our physical bodies and be guided intuitively to where we need to be. For this is stronger than any external media source as to our navigation through our soul on this earth walk. Exhaling and softening. Deeper into the body, deeper into the planetary body, deeper into the core of Source. and into the darkness, into the womb of creation. And once you feel you've landed fully in and down there, let us connect through the heart of the sun and the heart of the great central sun. Through the heart of our moon and through the heart of our Gaia, the ancient moon, part of which is embedded in the African continent. Activating solar and lunar discs if these are active within your system. As we surrender through the core of Source in the galactic center, aware of the alignment that is happening today with the sun, the moon, and the earth, and bringing that into alignment within our own physical and energetic system simultaneously, so that we may sync ourselves with the source of creation. As we invite our ancient future selves into the now, all parts of our consciousness through time, space, and dimension, into your unique body bubble, into this here and now. Inhaling, exhaling with sound to strengthen and fortify your own unique pillar. And again, inhaling, exhaling with sound as we strengthen and fortify our own pillar with the place on the planet where we stand, honoring the guardians of the land. Inhaling, exhaling with sound as we unify our field around and through the planetary body. May we surrender into the not knowing so we may be open to the all knowing and whatever wishes to come through this space today, as I hand you over to Casey.
Thank you, everyone, for being here in this circle of deep connection, of soul remembrance. We will strengthen our pillars together at this time, amplifying the field even more. Breathing into our light columns, our light bodies, connecting down to the earth, connecting to Gaia, who is moving and shaking at this time, who is beginning to shift. And understanding with some of these great shifts that are taking place at this time, we are reopening the passageways, the portal ways down connected to the inner earth. Unveiling some of the crystal caverns that have been covered up. Some of these physical portal ways that have always been there that have been blanketed by time, shielded by layers of dirt, rock. These portals are beginning to open up again. Opening up the passageways for the energies of the inner earth to come and mix and mingle with our 3D reality even more. Understanding that it is time for the dimensions to merge. That there is a blending of all that there is in order for the new to come forward. We are recognizing at this time the great solar portals that are all open around us, connecting out to the sun, the great central sun, connecting directly to source. This is the time of the great flares to come through those portals. This is the time for the data that is encoded through the sun rays to come directly to us without being blocked. That the channel is pure, that the channel is unobstructed at this time. That we are being encouraged to merge with the consciousness of the sun, the great central sun, all the way back to source. Stepping into remembrance of our connection to all that there is. Letting our bodies be informed by these sun codes, these solar codes that wish to dance and play on our skin, and then dropping all the way down into our cellular bodies. Remembering that we are originated coming through the sun portals, that this is part of our journey of coming back home. Remembering to merge with them, to connect with them. And stepping back into creation with them. Recognizing into the field at this time that there is a new consciousness web emerging. That the waves of creation are expanding, encompassing more star codes, more solar placements, shifting our navigation at this time. That this is part of the big shift, the big picture of why we are here. That we are learning to ride the waves of change and to not be knocked down by them. It is through the embodiment that this is possible. Feeling things deeply through the body. As the earth shifts and changes, so do we. We are in sync with her cycles. There is a wave of energy surrounding us here in this field at this time that wishes to come forward. It is an adjustment in frequency. A new bandwidth. It takes an adjustment of our physical antennas to be able to feel it, to be able to allow it to emerge around us. Welcoming in this new frequency at this time. It is connected to the new earth. It is connected to what is waiting to be birthed, waiting to be created by each one of us. This is the energy of the new moon coming forward, of all that is ready to come forward in the next chapters. Inviting us to be a part of the change. There is more that wishes to come forward in the circle at this time. Through the hearts of each one of us that are here, standing connection, heart to heart. Understanding that our connection through the soul family, the earth family, allows each one of us to expand, strengthens our field, and through the group field, more information can come through. than just one channel alone. When you are ready, breathing deeply into your bodies, we will anchor into our physical systems a little bit more. Feeling the place you stand on the earth, feeling your feet connected to Gaia at this time. Feeling your chair beneath you, allowing gentle movement to come into the body. Breathing deeply into yourselves, and when you are ready, choosing to come all the way back in by opening your eyes. And we will continue.
Thank you for that beautiful transmission, Casey. A few days ago, Whakaari erupted here in Aotearoa, White Island, just off the east coast of the North Island, at the end of the Bay of Plenty. And shortly after, there was an earthquake down in the bottom of, just off the bottom of the South Island, not far from where Talia lives. And I'm not sure if everyone's aware, there was a big earthquake in 30k outside of Bangkok, 7.7 on the Richter scale last night. And it's a reminder that our body is preparing, and our planetary body is preparing for a major transformation. And there's nothing to fear. Yet there's an awful lot to prepare ourselves for this process of change. And the more prepared we are, the least chaotic the experience. And as Casey was taking us into that transmission today, I was feeling a pressure in the back of my heart. And I'm like, oh, what's that? Is it mine? Is it somebody else's? Or is it the planetary body? And I got it's the planetary body. And I'd forgotten from our journey on the full moon 2 weeks ago that we worked with half of the Pacific Ring of Fire, and the other half is calling today through the back of my heart. So it feels as though that's where we'll begin today's journey. And then I'm very curious to hear where everyone else has been weaving and working to in the space in between. So as we feel into, from looking from afar, the western boundary of the Ring of Fire, what wants our attention today, where our consciousness is being drawn? And I'm getting taken to the far north of that Pacific Ring. In the Bering Strait area. Is that, I don't even know if that's correct, but that's what I'm getting, that little bit right at the top there. So what wants to be addressed here? I'm seeing it like a clip. A safety clip, more of probably a stabilization clip that's been holding everything in place as it was since the last great movements. And that clip is ready to unclip to make space for the next one. So there's 5 levels of this. So inviting everyone up into their pillar, their point on the planet, through the unified field, and with our consciousness at that top Eastern connection that wishes to be released to support this transformation. 5 levels, that was through the universal, now galactic. So Breathing into that. And reminding you to sound, breathe, and move at any time you feel necessary. The more you do, the more graceful the integration and the deeper the integration through our physical vehicles, and therefore the greater harmonization with the planetary body. Now we're handing over to Casey for whatever's coming next.
My guides this week have me going back through the volcanoes that were showing up, and they were having me clear out the lava tubes and taking them to their origin points, just like we have, and igniting that life force energy within them, almost like turning on the stove that they can start to bubble and boil again. But this also has a galactic connection to it. Like that deep energy wants to come up and out and be connected out to the gateways.
When you describe it, I look at it like a heart pump in the middle of the earth, and the tubes, the lava tubes, are like capillaries for blood to flow.
Mm-hmm.
And the connection beyond our planet is the connection with our galactic selves. It's like an etheric extension of our blood and bone, of our 3D selves into our multidimensional selves. Yeah.
There's also an awareness that there is a new, I don't want to say new, but there's a new frequency to the galactic grid with which they want to be connected on. It's like they want to be hooked up in a higher way.
The volcanoes do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a bit like the planetary pyramid system through the white etheric pyramid system connects to the galactic pyramid system that we've worked with previously. And this one is a similar thing with the volcanoes. And that wants to be done now, next.
They were having me start to weave like a consciousness web out in the galactic space in order to change like the star mapping and the connection points for which the volcanoes kind of exist on.
It's interesting because it also connects through to other galaxies.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you have something to add, Anna Katrina?
Yes, please. I had a short walk before we started, and it was already dark. And I walked in the darkness, and I had the starry, like the stars above me. And then I was asking, what is the meeting about tonight? And it was the sentence coming in. I call it Pacific Group. The Pacific Group will return the star map. They will return the stolen star map. That is what was coming in. So it's very interesting. It was like overlaid. Also, the star map, what we use or what we see, was overlaid. So there is something when Casey said star map, she said the word. I said, let's see.
Thank you for that contribution. I've got full body koyopa. And really interesting, as Anna Katrina was sharing that, I was also getting a glimpse of the ancient waka that used to travel from Hawaii to Rapa Nui reading the star maps. And it's like there is something about the ancient original star maps being hijacked. And it's their time of restoration. Reclamation is the word, not restoration. Wow. So that's our next little gig for today's gathering. let's see how that wants to unfold. If we once again let us come into our pillars, into the unified field. To meet the galactic teams that are here to resurrect this reclamation of the ancient and original star mapping. And this is going to go through 7 levels. And it's starting deep in the inner earth level first. Again, remembering to sound, breathe, and move throughout this journey if you feel you need to support your integration. So that there's a direct integration in the planetary body and in everyone's physical body simultaneously. And I felt that subtle shift through my body just then. So now in through the planetary body. So we're opening the star maps, original ones for the planetary body, but also for our personal systems. Now through the solar level, solar system. Through the galactic level. At a universal level. At a source level. That was the 6th, and the 7th one is to bring unification and harmonic through all the different levels. Restoring a coherent connection. As we reclaim our self-sourcing sovereignty, both personally, planetary, collectively. That was the second big piece of today's journey. So if you need a drink of water or a stretch, please take one. And what's coming next, Casey?
I was just feeling into, before we move on, I was feeling into the, you used the word hijacking, but it was showing me that there was a distortion, not allowing us to connect out to our original star systems. And it was like cutting off our navigation for the human system or for our light body system. And so I was watching that turn back on as that distortion field was kind of lifted away.
Yeah, that was quite extraordinary. I could feel it through each subtle layer as we went through, and there was definitely an expansion and a connection. And I'm getting the word rotation as well. Wow. Anybody else before we go on to the next piece of today's mystery adventure?
I was just going to say, Leanne, that it makes sense that it has to come through the volcanoes because the volcanoes to me are those cosmic connectors, right? The pyramids are the man-made ones, but the volcanoes are the natural ones here around us all the time.
Yeah. And it's really interesting mentioning the pyramids because all eyes are on Giza right now with the recent sonar tracking, and there's a large spectrum of ideas of what this could be and what it actually is. But the fact that it's gone quite viral is awakening humanity from their slumber that they might have been tombs of pharaohs rather than planetary power generator systems. So it's exciting how it is all unfolding there. And it's also this week I've been working on the proposal for the sacred journey through Egypt in September equinox in 6 months' time, or getting down to 5 months' time. And I can understand why that wasn't until now that it had to come online. There's an awakening of our ancient memories of Egypt simultaneously. And there's more about that I'll mention later, but let's see what needs to come through the field now.
Go, John, it's you.
Oh, right. Okay, thank you. Yeah, hi, everyone. I'm just wanting to share about a lot of excitement that sort of seems to be coming through Drumbolo's School of Remembering with teachers at the moment. And a lot of it, he's been talking about what you mentioned, Casey, about this new grid that's appeared around the planet as well, too. That's one thing that he's mentioned as well, too. He's also referencing the significance of this partial eclipse that begins around about 10 to 10 p.m. tonight, New Zealand time. And he has asked us to sit in meditation, and some people will be able to observe the eclipse, and many won't, of course, because it's not seen, it's only seen in parts of the planet. But what he's asking us to do is to look into the darker part of the eclipse, either literally for those that can see it, or in meditation, you know, within our mind's eye as well too. And he said there are new codes that are coming from the sun that he said that they have a tremendous energy and power, and he's asking us with these codes to bring them in, allow them to feel into our being as well too, but also to focus them around the pineal gland as well. And he said that will have some tremendous effects for some, maybe not so much for others as well too. It depends on their consciousness as well too. I think worldwide teachers will begin that meditation. Many of them have been fasting up until tonight as well too, we're going to enter into a meditation tonight at that time. and make a worldwide connection with them as well too, and just feel into what this is coming from the sun as well too, the sun codes too. So yeah, very interesting. He's very excited about it. We love listening to his voice because he's I think he's around 85 now, but he sounds like a little kid when he's talking about it too, which is lovely. Okay, I just wanted to share that. It may resonate with some here or may not. Yeah, so fine.
Thank you, John, for that update, the connection with Joan Barla's Teachers Circle, and invitation to that meditation this evening, which is literally just under 12 hours from now. And it reminded me that the opportunity that's afforded us at each equinox every 6 months, when during the equinox, equal day and equal light, is when the electromagnetic fields of the planetary body at the poles are really active and moving. And when we can tap into this for our own personal reconnection, recalibration, we can benefit from it an awful lot. So it's worthwhile taking the time to align at this time. So thank you for that. While we're on electromagnetic fields, there's an interesting one for you. You know, my regular body worker I see a couple times a month couldn't see me this week, and I was telling Casey I needed some support. So I'm like, who can give me support today? And I remembered a beautiful woman, Alke, a German woman who lives in Kirikiri, not far from here. So I need an Alke session. And the universe conspired to assist and moved one of her clients that could give me a date on Thursday afternoon. And her expertise is recalibrating the electromagnetic system of our personal systems. And oh my goodness, what a life changer. It was just what I needed, probably a long time before now, but what a difference it made to my system to have actually an electromagnetic tune-up. So that's to pop it in the ether in case anybody else feels that that's the next level of their own self-love and care system as well. There are trainings people can do to learn how to work with the electromagnetics of the human body, and I've worked with practitioners who have gone through those trainings, and Alki's more of a channel that works directly with teams that work with the electromagnetic fields. So on that note, where to from now?
I have something to share. I'm going to practice speaking. I keep getting something about the cracks, and it was coming through, Casey, when you were talking as well. And then I was, of course, Leonard Cohen says the crack is where the light enters you. And then I was like, just reflecting on, because I always reflected back to myself as nature, and feeling how, ice can crack, but also with the volcanic activity, there's also cracks. And so I was thinking of the fire and the ice and how there's cracks. And then I was reflecting on that, if I always relate it back to sound, and thinking about what is chaos and what is harmony, and how often that we, if we sound together, we try and be in harmony, when actually sometimes it needs to actually be quite what we might perceive as chaotic for there to be even a more aliveness, a more harmony. And it's like when we're each bringing our own unique note, our own unique sound, when we're truly in that space rather than trying to emulate someone else, there's a deeper harmony. But sometimes there needs to be that kind of chaotic or crack for that to fully enter. And so that was what was feeling really alive for me, because I think that it's really needed to enter into a deeper harmony. Like, I think a lot about what is harmony, what is chaos, and how they weave together, and how they're in synchronicity or in symmetry with each other, perhaps. So I just wanted to drop that in.
Thank you, Talia. And the gift from your sharing that came is we're looking at alchemy You know, alchemy is where the fixed becomes fluid, and it's also where the fluid can become fixed. And it's not one, it's not stagnant, it's constantly changing. And an offering for you is to explore the title Alchemy of Voice, or Alchemy of the Voice. Marie, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for that, and that extraordinary connection up into the star. I'm going to say the star, the map of the planets. For me, something happened there is I could see that there had been a veil or a cloud that we had over ourselves that we needed to clear so we can have clear vision, was what came to me while we were working through that. The thing that keeps coming, and I've just got to say it, and I have no idea if it's relevant here today or not, but Chile needs something. When you said that ring of fire, I just got chilly. And yeah, there's something going to happen in Chile connected to Easter Island. So it's the opposite end. But that's what came to me to share.
Thank you, my dear. And that's where we're going next. So let us come into our pillars and go and see what attention Chile needs down there. And I'm getting taken into, in Chile, there's a beautiful place I used to visit on my overland journeys called Parque de los Glaciers. It's right down the south of Chile. Extraordinarily beautiful area, similar to the South Island of Aotearoa. Lots and lots of glaciers down there. And that's where we're getting taken to next. There's another clip down here that wants to be unclipped. 5 levels as the one we did up in the north west. We're down in the southeast. This level, galactic level now. Solar level. And personal planetary. Thank you. That was the third piece of today's puzzle of 4 pieces.
There's one more piece that wants to come forward. It's about, because we activated one side of the ring of fire and the other ones are not quite connected to it yet. There needs to be like a unification happening, but it needs to start from like the molten core in the heart of Gaia. Like she wants to reclaim all of her volcanoes at once.
And that's the 4th piece, which is interesting because in our alignment today we went deeper into Gaia. So let's take our pillars down there into the molten core and see what wishes to emerge for us through the unified field today. And again, there's 7 levels to this, starting from deep in the molten core. So from molten core into inner earth. It's beautiful watching them coming back into a symphony, or coming forward into a symphony. Wow. And to the personal planetary level. Through the 3D of our multi-D existence. Solar level. Galactic. Universal. And to source. And arriving fully into the 0 point. Wow. Any more you'd like to add to that, Casey? Because my brain's not working right now.
There's a connection piece with what Talia had mentioned about the cracks, and it's important because it's connected to both Chile and Easter Island. It's like through the cracks that the most ancient prehistoric codes can come back, that those ancient beings are holding. And
I'm getting it's not for today. Anna Katrina, something you'd like to add to that?
Yes, please. I got, like they said, also the ice, what you were talking about. The ice has a message for you when we got there, and the ice has recorded the knowledge of the stars there. That was really, and the balance will be restored. That was what came through all the time with the ring of fire. It is the balance will be restored, and volcanoes came also through, like igniting came all the time. And it's all connected in that. Yeah.
Beautiful, thank you.
So is it that through the cracks, through the ice, we allow more space for the fire? Perhaps.
So just checking in, I'm getting there's no more work for today. It's almost like all of that work needs to harmonize and be integrated. And it feels like there's going to be 2 more parts to this journey that we began on the full moon with that moon. Then how does that feel?
And we lost you when you said the journey we began on the full moon.
That's really interesting. Let me just check if there's any interference in the field. There is. I'm going to deal with that while Tiffany, did you have a share?
Yeah, just a brief one. When we were down in the molten floor below Chile, there's a red fire dragon wanting to work with us. I hear that there's nothing more for today, but it's there for when the timing is right.
Thank you for that. Let me just, there's some interference in the field, and I just want to clear that up and see if it changes our program. So just inviting everybody into their pillar. Universal Federal Shakti's overlight screw be on standby. We have 2 Trinity gateways here. Through the planetary system. And it's interference that's anchored through the seaside town outside of Santiago in Chile, one lot of it, and the other one's anchored through Rapa Nui. So we just want to remove that, the Trinity Gateway out of Chile first. And out of Rapa Nui. Extreme residue. So just checking if that changes our program, and I'm getting no, we've done enough for today, and the rest will come through next gathering. Wow. Anyone else have any other contributions or questions for the field? Wow, because it's been a busy couple of weeks. I had one completely sleepless night 3 nights ago, and that was working with 12 of the galactic gateways on the planetary body that were getting restored to their operational capacity. And I know many others have been very busy as well.
I'd love to just invite us all to do a little bit of sound together, if you're willing. And just to seal what we've just done. So yeah, just to not to unmute yourselves if you are going to sound, because then it becomes chaotic. Or listening back to it, but just to allow ourselves to drop into the body and to open the hearing. To open the hearing for as far as we can extend. And just to let everything in the body soften, the face soften, the eyes soften, the jaw soften, the tongue soften. Just to feel everything softening, and just to invite your own soul signature sound to come through. So it may not sound like mine, and to welcome that it doesn't have to be the same as mine, that it's your sound, and to trust in the harmony that will ensue from the collective and individual note. So I'm just going to start, and just to feel to join in just for a minute or so, and just to bring our sound into everything that we've been sharing this morning.
Beautiful. Thank you, Talia. And great gratitude for the sacred pause in there. And it also reminded me of one little piece that I wanted to share before we close our circle for today. Beginning of this week, I was invited to write a proposal for the Aotearoa New Earth Sanctuary for the incoming galactics. So it's been a full-on week, and at first I tried to I was told it's timely, it needs to be done now. So I was trying to get it done in a day, and every day I did and paused, there was more that wanted to be included. So here I am nearly a week later, and I said, I'll have it for you on Saturday. And after Talia's sharing, one of the most recent additions was the sound temple and instruments, to include that in the budget. And then I had a conversation yesterday with Anna Maria and Miranda, my goddaughter. So I asked Miranda, what else, what haven't I remembered here that needs to go in here? And it was really interesting because she said, you've forgotten the Serapeum. And for those who have been to Egypt, physically or energetically, the Serapeum was only uncovered, I think, in the last 15, 20 years. It's an underground labyrinth beside Saqqara, the step pyramid. And many people call it a sound temple. But when I've been excavating people's past lives in that underground system, the Serapeum was a center where we would go, where our bodies would be taken care of with oils and anointed, and while our souls would travel to the stars for teaching or learning to pick up things, to come back. And this is what also wanted to be budgeted into the sanctuary, which is the first of 12 that they're requesting us to build around the planetary body. So it's been quite a full and enterprising journey this week, and I just felt to share that. And thank you all for being here now in this circle, on this planet, in service as you all are in your each select and unique fields of expertise. I appreciate you deeply and am grateful to be sharing this Earth Walk with all of you and those, the many that will join the recording afterwards. And as we return fully intact onto the Earth plane to celebrate this new moon solar eclipse, which will be best viewed in Greenland and northern Canada, I understand, later today, I would like to hand you over to Casey for closing.
Thank you, everyone, for showing up here, both in spirit and in physicality, for those seen and unseen that are supporting us always. And it was during that beautiful pause that there was this wave of gratitude, of joy, of love that circled into our field. The gratitude for the awareness of things greater than ourselves, the awareness of the expanded field, of the changes that wish to take place and that we get to participate in. Gratitude for the consciousness fields that are being created, the new frequencies that wish to come in and be birthed, to be anchored into our fields, onto the earth plane. Giving gratitude for where we have come and what we are stepping into. That is through our past and our journey getting to this point that we are able to step forward. And it is through all the hardships that we have gone through, all the learning phases, all the growth phases, that we are learning to step where there is no path, where we must use our wings in order to get to the other side. That our path is created when we choose to stay yes, that it emerges step by step as we follow our joy, our light, our passion, using our life force to create around us, feeling it bubble up in our systems just like the volcanoes, reminding us that we are connected to them and they are part of our consciousness field. And just like the waters of our body connect us to the waters of the earth, we are connected in all ways. We give gratitude for our circle today. And we are encouraged to follow our joy, our connection to the higher realms, to those star maps that are coming back online, to those places of our soul that we have visited before, that we want to reconnect to understand our own soul's journey beyond this lifetime. That as we step deeper into our soul levels, that we are encouraged to step deeper into our human systems and embody that wisdom, that knowledge. And it reminds us what we are to be human and to connect to one another. Giving gratitude for our human bodies. We will anchor into our human systems at this time allowing ourselves to fully land in the human body, to feel what it feels like to have our toes on the earth, belly to belly with Gaia, and receiving those sun codes, those star codes through this beautiful portal passageway that we are in. When you are ready, coming back to yourself, breathing deeply into your system, giving gratitude for our journey, for our physical bodies, for getting there. Feeling your toes beneath you, begin to add some gentle movement. Feeling the density of your body, of your physicality. Breathing deeply. And when you are ready, choosing to come all the way back in.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you, everybody, for sharing this journey. And for those that are joining us later on the replay and recording, just a reminder that if you are needing support at this powerful time of purging and purification, that everybody in this circle who you see here today is a practitioner in their own right. So if you feel resonant with anyone here, please reach out to them. We're not meant to do it all alone, and we can't. So be gentle with yourself as we go through the eye of the needle, and we'll see you on the other side in 2 weeks' time. Much love. Aroha nui from Aotearoa.